Picture this, a calm coastline, peaceful, quiet. The sun is just beginning to rise, casting a golden hue over the tranquil waters. The gentle sound of waves lapping against the shore is the only thing you hear. Suddenly, huge ships appear out of the fog. They seem to materialize from nowhere, their silhouettes growing larger and more menacing as they approach. They have dragon heads on the front. These fearsome figureheads are designed to strike terror into the hearts of those who see them. On board are fierce warriors with axes and swords. They are ready for battle, their eyes filled with determination and a thirst for conquest. These were the Vikings. They were the terror of the north. Their reputation for brutality and fearlessness was well earned. They sailed from Scandinavia across the sea. Their voyages took them to distant lands, far beyond their homeland. They raided, conquered, and changed history. Their attacks were swift and devastating, leaving little time for their victims to react. For almost 300 years, Europe was scared of them. The mere mention of their name could send shivers down the spine of even the bravest souls. But the Vikings were more than just tough warriors. They were also skilled craftsmen, traders, and explorers. Their influence extended far beyond the battlefield. They were also skilled craftsmen, traders, and explorers. Their ability to adapt and thrive in various environments made them formidable in many aspects of life. But it's their raids that everyone remembers. These surprise attacks were legendary, often catching their enemies completely off guard. Their surprise attacks left a trail of destruction and fear. Villages were burned, treasures were stolen, and lives were forever changed. They defeated kingdoms and stole treasure from rich cities. Their conquests brought them immense wealth and power. Their story is a mix of scary battles and amazing bravery. The Vikings changed Europe. Their legacy is one of both fear and admiration. Their raids changed who was in charge and how people lived. The power dynamics of Europe were forever altered by their actions. To understand the Vikings is to understand a very important time in European history. Their impact was profound and far-reaching. Their story is full of adventure, big plans, and the amazing strength of humans. The Vikings were truly a remarkable people whose legacy continues to fascinate us to this day. The Vikings were experts at fighting, known for their fierce combat style. They used dangerous weapons designed for maximum impact. Their double-edged axes could cut through shields and armor, symbolizing their warrior culture. Axes represented Viking power and dominance. Swords were prized possessions, beautifully crafted and highly valued. A good sword was often passed down through families. Finally, the spear was versatile, used for close combat and as a projectile. Imagine rows of Vikings throwing spears with deadly precision. The spear embodied their tactical prowess and battlefield strategy. The Vikings were known for being fierce in battle, their reputation spreading far and wide across the lands. They used many tactics, but the most famous was the formidable shield wall. Imagine a line of Viking warriors, their shields locked together, forming an almost impenetrable barrier. This wall of wood and iron struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. It showed their discipline and unity, moving as one cohesive unit. The shield wall was a symbol of Viking strength, leading them to countless victories. The reasons for Viking raids. Vikings were more than just raiders. They raided for wealth, land, and fame. Scandinavia was tough, resources were scarce. Raiding offered a better life. It was also a way to prove themselves. Religion played a role too. They believed in Valhalla. Raiding was spiritual for them. The impact of Viking raids. The Vikings changed Europe. They raided many places, leaving their mark. England and France were frequently attacked. They created kingdoms in England and settled in Normandy. Ireland was also raided and settled. Dublin began as a Viking settlement. Their influence is still visible today. The Vikings' enduring mark. Over time, the Vikings changed how they interacted with Europe. They became part of the societies they once raided, adopting Christianity and local customs. Their descendants ruled vast territories. Viking raids ended, giving way to peace. They left a lasting impact on history. Skilled sailors, traders, and explorers. They explored new lands far and wide, reaching North America before Columbus, influencing language, art, and culture. Many English words come from Vikings. Their artwork and stories fascinate us. The Vikings' story shows history's complexity. Section 7 conclusion: the enduring allure of the Vikings. The Vikings were more than just raiders. They were interesting people who changed history. Their story is one of adventure, ambition, and the strength of humans. From their scary weapons to their amazing sailing skills, the Vikings still capture our imaginations. Their raids might have been terrifying, but they also led to cultural exchange and new ideas. The Vikings' ability to adapt and become part of new societies shows how tough they were. They weren't just destroyers, they also built things, leaving a legacy that still affects us today. The Viking story reminds us that history isn't just good or bad, it's a mix of many things. The Vikings were both brutal and sophisticated, adaptable and tenacious. Their story continues to fascinate and inspire us, reminding us of the amazing power of the human spirit.